Let's go ahead and get started here. Hello, everybody. Really excited to be here with you today, and we have some new faces with us as well. And we're excited to share some of the stuff that's been happening at Contentstack. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Share a little bit about who's going to be helping present today. If you've joined any of these demos in the past, you may recognize me, but my name is Brandon Eccles, and I am on the Contentstack product marketing team. And I am joined here by some of our new family members in Contentstack. And I will pass it over and let them quickly introduce themselves. But Austin, how you doing? Oh, I think you're muted there,
You're
Austin.
muted, buddy.
Oh, apologize, everybody. If something doesn't go wrong in a demo, I don't think it's a demo. Anyways, my name is Austin Wenzel. I am a senior account executive here at Contentstack, but I did spend the last 5 years at Lytics working with some of our biggest brands globally. And I'll talk to you a little bit about who we are and why it should matter to you today. Drew?
Yeah, glad to be here. Drew Lananga, former Lytics CTO. Seen a lot of customer data platform implementations. Been doing this for about coming up on 12 years now. So new to Contentstack, old to Lytics, but happy to bring some new tools to this ecosystem.
Very nice, very nice. Welcome, welcome. Well, just a quick overview of what we're going to be covering today. I mean, it's no secret. We're going to give everyone a quick overview of the Lytics platform and kind of what you can do and kind of paint the picture of how that might work with Contentstack to help kind of deliver more personalized digital experiences. So we're going to quickly go into to set that stage a little bit. And then like we always do, we'll go into a live demo, show you a little bit of the platform, and then be sure and submit any questions that you have throughout. And we'll go ahead and get those answered, and either in the moment, if it makes sense, or we can certainly save time at the end where we'll have time to answer those questions. Remember that we are recording. We'll be sending this out to everybody who's registered, and we'll be also sharing this on our website. So just keep that in mind, that we'll be able to share this out afterwards. All right, Austin, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, I really appreciate this opportunity. I think that what we're trying to share here is that the research is in. Our customers and everybody who's joined this call as a brand leader might recognize this, but our customers want personalization, and it's really, as brand leaders, we want personalization because of the positive business outcomes it delivers. Right? We know that if we are able to personalize, that will drive higher engagement, that will have a higher customer lifetime value, that if we can do it omni-channel, that we can have a better return on ad spend. And essentially all the outcomes are there, all the research is there to kind of prove this out. But what we've learned, and after doing this quite a long time, is that a lot of organizations aren't really ready necessarily to do it, or don't feel that they're ready, or have not been able to capitalize on the outcomes they're looking to achieve. And so that's where we step in. And so recently, obviously on January 8th, the news was released or sent out that Contentstack acquired Lytics, and we're incredibly excited about that. And we're going to talk about how we're the piece of the puzzle that we believe is potentially missing, or the piece of the puzzle that's going to really up-level Contentstack as by giving it the ability to essentially deliver intelligence to content. So I've worked on well over 200 of these projects at the enterprise level over the last couple of years, and there's a number of reasons why personalization is hard, but often it's about, hey, the content is made in a lot of different places. It's not unified. Marketing has a heavy reliance on IT. It's funny because that story is exactly the same on the data side, that we have fragmented data all over the place. It is siloed by tool. There is no single view of it. And then if we're able to actually bring all of that data together and have a clear view of it, how do we operationalize it so that we're able to capitalize on those results we're trying to achieve through personalization? And then it looks and it feels like something that we want to do as a brand, to nurture our customers and to meet them in those moments that really matter. And it's because of these reasons and all the reasons you probably joined here. Understanding that personalization is hard is kind of where we step in. And so I've done a lot of work with McKinsey and Accenture and Google over the last 5 years, and they're all out talking to their customers about personalization too. And what I've learned from those conversations is that personalization will be the prime driver of marketing success over the next 5 years. But underneath that personalization, it's really on the data side. It's about how do we as organizations and brand leaders work to capture and manage both zero and first party data and then productize it in a way that it's usable for our marketing teams. And we believe that first things first is about how do we connect all of that data and bring it together by de-siloing kind of all of the data in the organization and bring it together in this unified profile. And the idea behind the unified profile is this: now I understand that individual. I have now enriched that first party data and I have an understanding of their behavior and their affinities, but I've actually productized it in a way that we can now use it in real time. And we can use it whether that's applied strictly to the web or if we want to apply it to ads or to email or wherever the case may be, so that we can start to reach our customers with those personalized messages that will help nurture them through the buying process or potentially to achieve whatever outcome we're looking to achieve. And those are really kind of the measurables on why it matters. And it's because of our ability to do this that we've put together quite a strong portfolio of enterprise brands. And essentially, I just show you this to give you confidence as anybody watching that we've done this before. And we've done it for the biggest brands in the world. We've done it for medium-sized brands and we've done it for smaller companies. But we do have a practice where that's incredibly successful at the enterprise level. And so I built this next slide actually for marketers to have a real understanding of what we do. And so at the far left here, what you'll get is that our ability to connect data. And so one of the things that sets us apart is we have a JavaScript tag that collects data in real time and helps to create the profile. We have an out-of-the-box mobile SDK. We have the ability to connect to the data warehouse. We do that in a couple different ways that Drew will tell you. And then we'll connect to the email platform. But I think where the really the magic is once that's connected in real time at the individual level, we'll start to understand that person's content or product affinity. We'll also start to enrich that profile of those individuals with behavioral scores, things like quantity, frequency, momentum, propensity, intensity, velocity, and these all become building blocks of segmentation. And then lastly, we'll have probably the strongest part of our product is our ability to do ID resolution and start to build out these profiles at scale across the entire enterprise. This is built on top of a foundation of compliance and security. We can talk more and more about this if it's something of interest, but we do have the ability to deploy Lytics, multi-tenant US, multi-tenant Europe, or a single tenant anywhere in the world that GCP is. And then lastly, in sticking with some of the goals of Contentstack and composability, we bring also a modern approach to data, which allows you to have both a CDP composable approach with access through reverse ETL to your data warehouse for zero copy architecture, and or the ability to have a composable approach with which parts of the product you use and whether or not that's a data collection or ID resolution or actually the understanding of that data and the activation of it. And so I'm going to stop here. I know we've talked about quite a bit, but we're going to show you the actual product.
All right, my turn.
All right, Drew.
All right,
You want to take over? Yeah.
Yeah, let me share here. Share screen. Okay, are we seeing some screen there? Awesome. So let me hop onto. I'll start on a site here. I will say, just as we're getting started, we are so excited about the partnership in a lot of ways. I think we've had different content partners in the past, and there has been something different and special about Contentstack from the very beginning, and that kind of what we're going to talk about and show helps to facilitate the creation of a composable DXP from composable parts. Lytics has always considered itself also API first and composable and very mock friendly. And so when you couple that with Contentstack, what you get is a lot of opportunities to leverage some great things out of the box, extend things, leverage APIs, customize, and really make a solution where customers win, kind of the end customers win. So on this site, what I'll do first is open up a Chrome extension here that is for the Lytics tag. It'll show basically on this Contentstack site, I have the Lytics tag installed. It's on there. You can install it natively directly itself. You can include it in other tag management tools, GTM, is we see customers doing pretty frequently. However you want to get it on the site. Once it's there, this Chrome extension will show you. This is set up, it is configured. There's a lot of opportunity to also kind of customize the configuration there. And you can see some of the data that it's going to be collecting. So once I have the tag on the site, I don't necessarily need to do much else. I think an important part of this conversation that we're having together is what are the opportunities for Contentstack customers today? What can Lytics provide? What value can Lytics provide today, tomorrow, and kind of in the long term if we think about 3 phases? So in this first phase, phase 0, I've got the tag installed on the site. I'll be able to see here a couple of things. So what I'm going to do is clear out a couple of things. I'm going to clear out my cookies and my site data so that we can start fresh and we can see kind of what this looks like for anonymous users. So coming in here, I've got a profile that has basically, there's some intelligence on this profile that we're creating as we go on the fly, kind of just from a single page view. I've got information about this anonymous user already and kind of where they stand in their engagement and their kind of other metadata, geo stuff, which pages they're viewing. But I'll come back to this view here just so we can start to get a sense of how this profile starts to take shape over time. So just looking at one page here, coming here, and I've already got some behavioral scores, and I've also got interests. These interests are worth dwelling on here just for a second, in that one thing that Lytics has done historically for a lot of our content partners is provide content intelligence on top of their various properties. So I can see just through having navigated through a couple of pages that I've got interests so far in food and drink related content, North America region, some must-see spots. These interests are actually coming from the Contentstack taxonomy on this site. So here, wherever you have that taxonomy implemented on any pages, you can get intelligence on that taxonomy and how customers are engaging with your content just by having the tag on the site. So we'll hop into the application here in a little bit, and we can see some reporting and some of the things, some of the intelligence that you can do, even if you just have the tag on the site and you don't do anything else. So I've got my interests. I've also got behaviors, and those will update also as I navigate. And I've also got audiences. So these audiences are Lytics audiences, and kind of coming from this Lytics CDP lens, will encapsulate and can encapsulate multi-channel signals into audience definitions. So you can incorporate data from email activity, from point of sale transactions, from the site itself, combining that all together in rules that are then consistent across wherever you need to activate that data. So I'm currently anonymous. I'm also a new user. I've also got this food and drink enthusiast audience membership. I created an audience on the Lytics side based off of my engagement in food and drink related content. So we'll see in a little bit when we kind of hop back into the backends and the applications that you can start using that for things like Contentstack personalize, have audiences based off of some of these interests for some easier targeting, but at the same time, also provide again some intelligence around that content, what that content looks like. So let's hop into the application here, kind of on the back end. So setting up Lytics, connecting Lytics to Contentstack, very simple. We've got guides on how to do that we can provide and give you access to. But what we're doing here on the Lytics side is creating a multi-channel profile from a lot of different sources. You can connect sources here. There's a whole marketplace with hundreds of integrations with different data providers, and maybe some of that is cloud data and you want to bring it in from a cloud warehouse. We have a direct connection to query data from Snowflake, from Databricks, from Azure, from BigQuery, from Redshift, wherever those warehouses live. In addition to a lot of kind of execution tools, channel providers, other ISVs, and kind of the MarTech stack. So lots of connectivity here, in addition to, webhooks if you want to do anything custom. A lot of opportunity on the webhook side to leverage data, customize those flows. So you can bring in data from a lot of places and use that to build these multi-channel context-aware 360 profiles. So a lot of opportunity to manage data, to extend things on the profile side, kind of building profiles out, in addition to audience management. So here we have a no-code segmentation builder here that allows you to leverage existing audiences kind of at almost an atomic level, so you can make combinations of different audiences of interests. Let's just say one of the audiences that Lytics creates out of the box is going to be this peruser audience. So people who engage very frequently, but not very intensely, not very deep in any of their sessions. So they just come and maybe they bounce. So let's say I want to couple that with some custom rules, and I want to couple that with some geo-related data. I'll add that condition. And you'll see as I build out this audience rule, I've got an idea, kind of a snapshot of who is involved in that audience. How big is that? You can get kind of sophisticated here, include, exclude, and really get a sense for how many users are in that audience. So there's a persistent store then for that audience. This is useful in a personalized context, right? Where a lot of times when you're thinking of personas that you want to personalize to, creating the rules is one thing, but it's hard to personalize to an audience that you don't understand. So if I navigate to, this is a report that I created in Lytics in this account that I have that shows I've got some metrics that I can track over time. I've got 3 audiences that I care about. All user audience, this at-risk users audience, and then what I call big fish in this retail account. They're the customers who have spent, have kind of this high lifetime value. And I can track what those look like over time. You can also get a sense for how audiences overlap. So sometimes in your segmentation strategy, you'll have some ideas of what the right personas are, and then there might be holes, right, that maybe are invisible or that don't have very high exposure. With just having the tag on the site, it'll allow you to do things like report on some content and some content interests for different audiences, high and low value users, look at where there might be gaps in a segmentation strategy. So I think this helps in that really near-term time frame. I just have the tag on the site, and what can I start doing, and how can that start informing some of the strategy? So we'll start to see tighter integrations between the Contentstack and Lytics applications as they start to combine into a single experience where you have audiences that you're creating for different content. You can see alignment for what you're creating for one audience, if there are holes in an audience strategy, but really enhance the visibility that you have into the intelligence from a content perspective relative to the users and how they're engaging and how that might resonate across different audiences. So just having the tag on the site gets you a lot of these capabilities as you start thinking about kind of multi-channel orchestration. Though, having your web experience is consistent with the experiences that happen across different channels are super important. So I'm going to come into this. I created this what we call a flow in kind of our orchestration toolkit to help illustrate the types of things that you can do and how the web layer starts to integrate with some of the other channels in this multi-channel orchestration context. So you can imagine a journey flow where you have customers who are starting to exhibit some at-risk behavior. They look like they're likely to churn. So that's a Lytics signal. Some of the intelligence Austin was talking about analyzes that, can identify that for you. So I set up a trigger. So as soon as somebody enters that at-risk audience, what I'll do is export those audiences to my different ad networks. So I'll send that audience to Meta. I'll also send it to Google Ads. So those can start informing some retargeting lists. And then I'll give that some time to brew a little bit. I'll see if that's effective in helping bring them back and engage them. So I'll wait for 3 days. Then if they haven't exited that audience yet, that at-risk user audience, here I'll do a 50-50 split, and I'll say I want to send half of my users an email or a message via, let's just say it's a push via Airship, or a WhatsApp SMS trigger via our webhooks here. So you have now the ability to orchestrate a multi-channel journey. But what's nice is that, in this 3-day waiting period, they might come back to the site, and you might want to have an awareness of where they are in their different journeys. You might want to be able to use that statefulness as conditions for personalized components, and you get all of that audience membership, all of that, this kind of flow membership on the profile exposed to the web layer. So if I'm thinking about the profile that I have on my site, again, I have access to a lot of information, a lot of segment membership, a lot of attributes available to the web layer for personalization contexts. So we'll wrap up this section here just with some conversion. So obviously, we want to be able to help drive value, drive conversion, help anonymous users become known, help known users become customers, and existing customers become repeat customers. And so this profile currently has 42 attributes. Lytics has inferred a lot of information about this user just from my my browsing behavior, but I'll kind of submit that form. I signed up for this newsletter on the site, and here that's going to show kind of an update here to my profile. Talk about that. Pin that here, and I'll see that I go from having about 40-ish attributes to 50. there's going to be 53 attributes here as I look into the details view. All of my data about my known users, when I do have those touch points that help to bridge that kind of omni-channel identity resolution story, will come together. I'm joining that known data with that anonymous data, building out a comprehensive profile. That then, the cool thing is you can think about personalization in a multi-channel, multi-session context, so across devices, across browsers, across sessions, right? You get consistency in how you're speaking with your customers across any channel that they're engaging with. So there's obviously more on the data side we can get into. There's more on the integration side that we can get into just from the integration. Once you set things up, you have access within personalized to a lot of different attributes. So I connected my Contentstack account to my Lytics account here, this Lytics project. And within my personalized project, we'll see that if I come in here, I've got attributes, out of the box, just kind of vanilla personalized. You have access to a lot of these presets, which can drive a lot of value. And in addition, just from the Lytics integration, I have now, hundreds of attributes available inside of this engine to drive more meaningful personalization and experiences. So a lot of value out of the box, a lot of opportunities to make data a more central part of that personalization strategy. But at a bare minimum, the tags on the site and just having that layer of content intelligence allows you to be more prescriptive and more relevant to the different audiences and the messages that they might need. So with that, I'll take a pause. That's a lot of information. It's kind of fire hose, but there's plenty of time to get to know each other and the technologies.
Yeah, certainly. And a great introduction, Drew. And I mean, right on time. We don't have any questions right now, but like I said, if things come up or if we want to learn more about the Lytics platform and some of the possibilities, help create better, more personalized experiences using data and the insights that you have, then we're certainly here to help and help you learn more. But again, this will be recorded. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining today, and we will talk to you next time. Take care.